All right, everybody ready? Let's go. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Vexus, the lurking legend. Y'all can just call me Vex. So hyped to be here. Thank you for joining us for another session of the Scarlet Pirates Group 2 solos. We are gonna quickly get into intros and whatnot. I just want to hear from my lovely crew really quick. If you guys could see, I think the delay just got to it. Check out stream and let me see these avatars light up.
Yo, there's no that.
Yeah, so I don't know. The delay is not quite there yet, but but yeah, like when y'all see it, yeah, this should go hard. I'm super hype. Major shout out to everybody. Yeah, major shout out to everybody in the chat. I see Blinka's in the chat. I see Angel. I see Tree. I see some of my lovely crew. You guys are so goated. Thank you for being here. Make sure you check out all the links in the description. Support all of my wonderful players here, as well as the rest of the One Piece D&D groups that are streamed within the community. Make sure you like these stream, and yeah, this is going to be a pretty good one, pretty chill session tonight. Nothing crazy going to happen, you know, based off of the massive cliffhanger we left off on last time. I'm going to get to the recap in just a moment, but let's go ahead and hear it from each of our crew. First off, we have the first mate. We have NoChill Dill playing NoChill Dill. How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing pretty good, How's everyone doing in the chat? Love to see it. Love to see all the lovely interactions we have. Here once again to have Group 2 solo as we normally do. Again, as Vexus said, we did leave off on a cliffhanger, but if you missed that, we're getting right into it after the intros, so just stick around.
Hell yeah. And we've got a wonderful cover story at the end of tonight's session, so make sure you stick around for that as well after all of the action tonight. Next up, we have Brother in Arms. We have Lord Vegeta, aka Ragnar, playing Lord Azrael. How you doing today, brother? You're muted, by the way. Like, it's the stream can see now when you're muted, which is the funniest thing. Like,
hi. I so knew I was muted.
Oh my goodness.
Well, stream. I feel happy that I'm alive, which is always a good thing at the start of the session, because you never know how you're going to be at the end of the session, which is usually not alive. So let's hope that's not the case.
Always glad to be alive, you know, while we're here. Speaking of being alive, we've next up got the Shipwright of the crew. We have Partypete playing Bang D Boom. You live in the dream as always.
Indeed. Always living the dream. I'm glad to be back. Just for the record, Vex, I'm getting married this weekend, so if you kill me before my wedding, I will be upset about that.
Congrats in chat, everybody, for the soon-to-be newlywed. That's huge. I feel like as long as I've known you, you've been engaged, so this is going to be really huge. You know, but
right. I was so surprised when Pete said, Ragnar, I want you to be the flower girl. I was like, okay, man, I can do that.
I had to make it happen. Who else could I get to toss the rose petal?
But no, we had, yeah, that's crazy. We are an eventful crew. We had Ragnar's birthday last time, and then we've got the week before Pete's wedding. That's absolutely massive. Super glad to hear it. For real, show some love in the chat. We love to see it.
That's what I'm saying. Bandy Boom is an extension of me. So if he dies, then, you know, at least part of me dies, I guess. So that would be cool.
Yeah, you can't kill a man before his wedding, Vex.
Yeah.
There's rules against it.
You also probably shouldn't say that word on YouTube, Lucas. Speaking of Lucas, we have somebody who is a really good cook that the crew is a fan of their food, who is technically not a part of the crew yet, but is a big friend of all of them, is StrawHatLucas playing Julian Casacasa, aka Cece. How are you doing today, brother?
I am doing really good. I don't know why you guys keep talking about this cliffhanger, though. I'm saying GG easy right now. No, yes, I'm StrawHatLucas. You can go follow me on TikTok. I've just started posting over there again. And you can obviously go to the StrawHatLucas YouTube channel. I have a review for Deadpool and Wolverine coming out Wednesday, so tomorrow. So I'm pretty hyped about that. But yeah, I'm really excited to play tonight. A little nervous, even with the GG Easy comment. So yeah, I'm hyped.
Hell yeah. We've
Also,
got
the overlay looks so good, man. Like, God.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll show anybody who wants to how to do it. It only took me a couple hours because I'm not good at with technology at all, but I'm sure.
I was about to ask about that. I was like, wait, is my picture moving when I talk? I was like, hey, no thing.
Yeah, there's a delay, but like for the stream, if you're watching the stream and getting that audio instead of like in the call, like yeah, it's literally exactly when you're speaking, that's when it like lights up and stuff. It's pretty cool. It's pretty dope. I'm glad you guys like it. It took me a significant amount of effort, but yeah, links to all of StrawHatLucas and the rest of our socials in the description. Make sure you go check that out. Next up, we have the W Helmsman and the WDM of Group 14. We have Torimori, aka Mikey D, playing Davos. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Good to be here. Good to see everybody in chat. Chat popping off today. Huge W to you, Vex, for this overlay. It looks fucking sick. Oh man,
we already. It's fine, bro. Just let it rip now. It's totally
okay,
fine.
But that's crazy to me. That no, I can't go off. No, I'm sorry. No, it's great to be here, guys. Big congratulations, Pete. Dude, that is truly hype news. Best wishes to you and your bride moving forward in that new chapter. Yeah. Guys, great to be here. I'm super pumped to do some more soloing as usual. Maybe not. I don't know what the stakes are tonight. Maybe we're gonna hit the brakes on a little bit of the soloing for now to solo later. I don't know. We're gonna have to check this out a little further though.
I love that John Sherrod on all social media, who I haven't seen in the chat yet, but he always shows up. You'll see him if you stick around, I promise. OPU fam, friend of the channel. He is always just like, I don't get how a group can solo, and it's just so funny to me. We just keep letting it ride. Like,
that's what makes us special.
Yeah, it really is. And then next up,
like to speak in the blasphemous words of one Mikey D.
Oh my god.
We may not solo today. We always solo.
Brother. Last but certainly not least, we have the captain of the crew themselves, the namesake of the Scarlet Pirates, the future queen of the pirates. We have Captain Scarlet, played by Balincc.
Yo, bro, I'm super hyped what we got going. Like Davos said, let's not try to solo so much tonight. But if it happens, it's just inevitable. We the Scarlet Pirates, it'd be like that.
It's just
I'm fucking with you. This joint's sick as hell.
It's inevitable soloing, you know, like it can't be helped. Yeah, it can't really be helped.
It's
crazy.
To recap a little bit of that aforementioned soloing, last we left off, the crew had taken out, I believe, a total of, I might have lost count, 19 like of the heads of this corpse flower amalgam that had been thrashing the countryside, tearing through the local orchards and carving its way through the coniferous parts of the forest, leading towards the thicker, more tropical rainforest in the denser part of like the middle of Livneal. So they had they had absolutely tore apart a whole bunch of these like almost like kept sprouting out like a hydra. Every time they took one down, it was like two more popped up, and even took out the main body with the help of Felicity Ventura, the top candidate as far as Marines go here on the south half of Livneal. A really crazy fight, one of the funnest fights I've actually ran. Just because, you know, lair actions, legendary actions, like a whole bunch of spell casting, holding concentration on multiple effects, having multiple reactions and stuff. This was, I was pulling out a lot of the stops, guys. It was, y'all did wonderful. Some of y'all are really beat up, and some of y'all are looking pretty all right still. With all of that considered, as this thing was dealt the final blow, it erupted in a cloud of just like absolutely acrid and toxic like spores and pollen that actually took down a few of you. There was some clutch healing and teamwork in the last moments from some of the crew, and as they were figuring out how to dissipate this cloud, 3 Marine officers just like Supermaned down out of the freaking sky and had the last words that we heard last session before I read off the cover story, as I always do at the end of every session, was nobody move. We're taking you all in for questioning. And that's exactly what we're picking up, crew. What are your immediate reactions in character to all of this? Who would like to go first?
Yes, I would start.
Yeah.
I'm an ex, like, who? Us? I'm always like start pointing to the group members. Like
The captain here is going to kind of like look around. He like looks to his left and looks to his right, and he's just like, well, I don't see anybody else here. With like a smug like aura about him. You know, I had just mentioned JJ, and there he is, John Sherrod, on all social media in the chat. What up, OPU fam? Glad to see you here. But yeah, he's just like making eye contact with each of you. This guy is he's the one on the far right over here by the scroll bar on the map, just on the near the outside of the difficult terrain ring. He is about 9.5 feet tall, so almost as tall as Lord Azrael and Big Azra. And this dude is like a lean machine, like brick shit house of like and he's got the billowing justice cape, and then like the floor around him, like which was difficult terrain, the vines all started to wither as y'all took out the main body of the corpse flower amalgam. It's like a crater. Like this guy like came out of the sky and like literally like caused a Superman crater beneath him, and he's just kind of like he's just kind of looking around and as he does that, the Felicity is just gonna be like, Captain, you guys got here a little bit, you know, faster than I was thinking. Thank goodness. These civilians, they were captured, you know, by the specimen, and he's just like, silence. And he kind of like just kind of ignores like whatever she was saying, and he looks to the other officers here. And they both kind of like take like the lay of the land and assess the situation. They all kind of like shifty eye, both of them kind of shifty eyes, and like look at each of you individually. Is there anything else anyone else wanted to say?
Yeah. Well, first of all, can I like, I don't know if it's a martial check or an insight check or something to like look at these dudes and gauge how strong they are.
Yeah, you can give me an insight if you'd like. We'll call it a DC 12.
Okay.
Hold on, my shit just crashed. It's such an inconvenient time. Okay, yeah, with a 10, they look kind of like normal dudes to you. Like obviously one of them is like pretty tall, but you've seen taller, you know, you've got
Right.
you've got Big Az and Lord Azra and the crew and stuff like that. You think it's kind of a little bizarre that they just crashed out of the sky, but like they just look like normal dudes kind of.
Well, yeah, then I guess I'll say, whoa. Gentlemen, I don't know if this kind lady told you, but we just accidentally got swept up into this. It would be great if we could, you know, kind of tend to our wounded and go on our way. You know, we got a fishing competition coming up. We can't really afford any delays.
And the gentleman with the hat, both of the two other officers have hats, but the one that crashed down right next to where Shadow B was and where Felicity and Big Azra are, who is like right in the middle. When he crashed down, it dissipated the entire cloud. He looks towards you as he's the closest one to you, Bang D Boom, and he also looks like kind of through your captain, like in that same direction. And he is just like, so just some locals, huh? Just some civilians. And you can kind of, as this guy turns around to face you, you see like a Batman style like utility belt. This guy's got like some gizmos and some gadgets and whatnot, like just at the ready. Like, what's up?
At that, when he says just some civilians, Cece will speak up and be like, "Yes, my name's Julian Casacasa. I'm a librarian over at the Chateau de Papier." And I know I said that wrong.
You'll never get it. Oh my god.
Yeah, nope, it's okay. And we were having lunch at my house, and the next thing we know, we hear these big crashes and everything. Some of these plant things came up there, and we saw your fellow Marine here run off into the woods, and we saw how many of these things there were, so we followed. Yeah, we're just normal civilians, like my friend over here said, that just got swept up in this whole thing. And we'd really like to get back to my house so we can treat our wounded.
I'm gonna say back to that guy, like, hey, dude, that's a cool belt. Can I look at that? I'm kind of, a craftsman myself. Can I see that? Look, I'll answer your questions or whatever. Like, I'll answer them right here. Would you mind if I take a look at that? It seems pretty cool.
Look, these are all standard issue, not for civilian use. Sorry. And he just kind of like,
man, that's way above my head. I'm a regular, but yeah, I mean, I understand you guys got your jobs to do, all this stuff. But if we could give you a little, rundown of what happened and go on our way, that'd be great, right? You got everything you need for court. Name's Bang, Boom D Bang.
He just kind of like looks like he kind of tilts his head a little sideways, like a confused dog, and he's just like, "I'm sorry." And then like before he could really speak up, this other gentleman with a hat who has a katana at his waist, not like a fancy tool belt or anything like that. He steps forward, closer towards Davos, and is assessing like the big disintegrated puddle of like poisonous toxic like plant matter that you guys defeated in the well, with like vines crawling out of it and stuff like that. And he's looking at everything, like just kind of like taking it all in, and you can kind of see he's got like, when Batman like scans like a whole crime scene, and you can just kind of, it's like a machine just like quickly learning like all of the variables. This guy's just like going full Sherlock Holmes. Davos, you could easily see this as he's like stepping up like almost right next to you with your passive perception. And he looks towards the clearly the ranking officer here, the captain, not too far away from him, and he's just gonna be like, yeah, I don't know, I'm not really too sure about this. They clearly they've seen too much. Like we'd have to, and the captain is gonna be like, I really don't have time for this. I should be able to leave this to you two, right? And Felicity is just like, but what about? And he's just like, no, you're coming with me. And he's gonna step towards her, and she looks like pretty embarrassed as he like walks towards her. You could feel the earth kind of like rumble, almost like when those trees were falling as this guy like takes his steps, which is kind of crazy. And yeah, like the two of these guys don't seem too hostile, but this captain seems like really aggro, and Felicity is on, she's being very reserved comparatively to how she was during the fight, in the presence of him. The gentleman who's over here by Davos, this guy, he's gonna like look towards you, Cece, and he's gonna be like, you said Casacasa, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
It's like, yeah, you wouldn't happen to work at that orchard with the stone fruit trees, would you?
Yeah, that's exactly where I like, that's the area I live in.
Huh. Well, when you know that, Captain, your favorite. and you can kind of see like the demeanor of this captain, like just kind of like loosen up a little bit. And he's just like, if you're truly locals like you say you are, then I guess no use in taking you into station or anything like that, but we'll need to get full telling, and you know, these two will question you. I'm sorry for your trouble. Obviously you saw, you know, we need to keep this all under pretty close wraps. The Marine base might be, it's not really my place to say. We'll have to get in touch with Dr. Timmons, but we might be willing to compensate you for your discretion. Just make sure you tell us everything you can about what went down here. And he looks back at Felicity as he's like walking up to her. She looks like just an absolute like just diminutive form comparatively to this guy. It's like when Doffy and like Luffy were standing next to each other and Luffy like blocked the kick from like hitting Law. It's literally like this like very tiny like form, and then this like gargantuan colossus of a figure like standing face to face. And he's like, you better hope that your report matches what they say. And he's just like, we'll be out of here. And he kind of like notions to Felicity. She salutes and she goes, yes, sir. And they both just nod to the other two officers here, and they're gonna dip.
Bangy Boom will shout to Felicity on the way out. Thank you for saving our lives, Time Marine.
Deuces.
Yes, thank you, ma'am.
Salute.
So they are going to dip, and it's just like straight out of Naruto. They just like become like little, like there's just like little like, you know, some leaves are like disturbed, and like as they like jump, and then you can like hear them like jumping from tree branch to tree branch, like you know, all badasses in anime can do, you know, like and so they are gone at breakneck speeds, just as fast as they arrived into the last couple of sessions. They dip. And this gentleman, kind of by the captain here, he's gonna approach Big Azra, who is still on the ground, just like completely laid out, but he's conscious because somebody cast I think the captain, you cast
Mass healing words,
or mass cure wounds or something. But yeah, so he's gonna kind of like go to reach a hand out and pick up Big Azra, and he's just. What's up?
Well, I'm gonna tell him, unhand him. What you doing?
Hey, I'm gonna like walk up next to Scarlet and be like, relax. Like it seems like he's trying to help, you know?
I'll help you get him up, sir. Cece's gonna intervene before Scarlet can get to him as well. Like,
oh, my fault.
Bruh.
like we're trying so hard.
Top tier wrangling. Oh my god.
I can't move my token, but I'm moving next to Scarlet.
Wait, why can't you move your token?
I don't know. I just refreshed. I'm about to track it down.
I'll move it for you. Like if, but try dragging out another one if you can't move that one still, and I'll delete the other one. But yeah. So this he reaches a hand out and like looks at Big Azra, and he's just like, yeah, I didn't know they built them as big as you know, down here. That's and he seems a little bit friendlier than the other guy, remember, who is like really concerned and whatnot. And Big Azra is just like, oh, yeah, thanks. And he, you know, Cece like and this guy help him up, and Big Azra is like easily like 2 feet taller than this guy. He's a slender form with like a trench coat. It's not like your typical justice cloak, like that's like white with like the justice symbol on the back. It's actually like a black trench coat with a white like scribbling of justice down the back of it. So almost the inverse of what you typically see from like officers in the Marines. But this guy, he seems like decked to the nines. He's got like a combat like vest on under the trench coat, and like a full like I said, like a utility belt with a lot of different tools and things like that. His glasses look like really like not as practical as you would think normal glasses are. They're like kind of like sunglasses. You can't really see his eyes, and it looks like there's like buttons on them. He's got like a fancy like a hat, and like everything about this guy seems like it serves a purpose. You know, and he look fully equipped is what you would basically consider like him as as a descriptor.
Oh, can I talk to the guy now?
Go for it.
Yeah, I'd be like, hey man, I'd be happy to tell you about everything that went on. I might also have a couple questions about this. Like you said, standard issue equipment, but curious minds. But I'd be happy to answer anything that you guys want to know. A couple of our guys, need to get healed up. So if you let them give some time, I can tell you what happened.
He's like, oh, yeah, no, yeah. Who needs? Obviously, this guy needs a bit of a touch up, and he pulls out like a salve, and he tosses it over to Big Azra, and he's just like, pat yourself up, and Big Azra catches it and is just like, what the then Samia is immediately like interested, but she's keeping quiet like in the back right now behind you, and she's just like, ooh. But Big Azra like kind of twists off this like little like metal container's top, and then like it smells like very fragrant. You remember, you just like a lot of shit just died. It smells like decay and death and like toxic spores, and like it probably sweat, and like it's not a very good aroma here. There is just like a floral fragrance that just perfumes the area all around Big Azra, and he's just like, oh. He starts putting it on, and like as he like wipes it over some of his like wounds and whatnot on his arms, because he got whipped around and tore up. He ran straight through the wall of thorns. You can just kind of see these things immediately like stop bleeding within seconds. And like Big Azra is going to be healed to full health, and he's just like yeah, pass that around. Don't take it all, but like and all of you are going to be healed to full health. This guy's got more than enough goods.
Can I just not use those and keep them for myself?
He is looking around and following it with like eagle eyes. Like everywhere it goes, he's locked in. So you can give me an insight if you'd like to see if this is something that you should do.
Wrong. I'll do that right now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're gonna say it's DC 13.
Yeah, well, remember, you're trying to stay wrong.
Okay. Well, while he's not taking that, I will be using it.
Well, he rolled a 12. Unless you're gonna be giving him advantage still. Do you have proficiency in insight?
I do not.
Well, so you rolled a 12, Ragnar.
Ragnar didn't help me.
I'll allow it. Yeah, so you would assume that this was not gonna be the best of ideas, but you and Samia both have like like Bang D Boom and like Nami get like berry eyes, like berry symbols for eyes, and like you guys have like this whole different thing going on where it's just like syringes for eyes or some crazy doctor shit like that. I don't know. But the thought crosses your mind, and it takes almost all of you to dismiss it, but you do. And you do get patched up. Give me a medicine check. Just a flat medicine roll, please. While you're applying this, and I'll also roll one for Samia very quickly.
It's not gonna be flat. We'll just take the first one.
Okay.
Oh
wow, that is absolutely insane. So let me roll for Samia really quickly as well. I don't know if she's gonna beat that. I think she can, but I don't know if she will.
I'm proficient in medicine. Can I make a medicine check?
Oh fuck!
She beat it and she crit.
We're good. Yeah, nobody really else needs to make a medicine. You can if you want, Bang D Boom, but I think
mean,
we're
I
getting
just wanna
everything
know
out of
this.
this. Yeah, like
Right, right. I just want to know this. I just want to know the stuff that she finds out. So I guess I'll just ask her.
yeah. So she is pretty. She got a little bit roughed up herself and whatnot. So once it comes around to her, she can immediately identify some of the smells, as well as yourself, Lord Azrael. You're able to kind of identify some of the perfuming, you know, like and even like some of the little specks that are inside of this. It's like a little topical cream. It's extremely fast acting, and there seems to be some other like ingredients, some that aren't purely medicinal, but almost cosmetic. Like this is like a multi-purpose thing where she is able to gather almost the entire makeup of this on the spot, like before even like actually applying it to herself, and then actually after treating her wounds and seeing how fast acting it is, she's just like, wow, okay, this is there are some of these plants that she might not be entirely familiar with, and there's only so much you can learn out of reading names and seeing pictures on a book. But if she were to be able to smell these ingredients again, she would immediately be able to pick them out. You, Lord Azrael, with your I think Bless is done at this point, so it would be a 24. Okay, guidance. Okay, so 27. Yeah, you are fairly confident that you would be able to also like re-identify these if you were to smell them again. The part where you're not 100% on is the actual like doses of each of these ingredients. So Mia has a huge hunch though on like how to kind of like how much of this, how much of that, because she got like she got a fucking crit, bro. I don't know what you want me to tell you, but you guys get some really, really good insight from this, and you would both know right away that you actually have some of these ingredients that are, you know, from the north half that you guys have been holding on to. She's made a few potions and anti-venoms and things like that, like of some of the ingredients, but you guys still have a lot of like cactus roots and like some like herbs and things like that and you guys worked really hard for those
the entire way towards the glass tower. So there's
exactly, and there's even like some like seaweeds and algae and things like that she was like picking up, and you were able to find while you were in the belly of the beast, and she was like you guys were like approaching the tourbillon and stuff like that. So yeah, you guys have some of this, but not every component. But hopefully, especially with how fresh and aromatic this smells, you would think that this is something hopefully local, and you would be able to procure those somewhere here on the south half. But everybody is able to go to full health. This does not constitute as a long rest, so you don't get spell slots back, or it's not a short rest either. So rages are used, spell slots are used. Nobody gets to roll any hit die or anything like that, but you guys are completely full to full HP, fully healed to full HP. While that's all going down, he like approaches Samia, who I'll say is like the last person to use this, and he's just like, well, you he like puts his hand out like expecting her to return it, and he's just like, wow, you guys certainly used a lot of that. It's not easy to come by, and he's actually gonna roll an insight right now. Give me just a second. But while this is going down and he's doing this insight, is there anything else anyone immediately wants to say? Wow. Okay.
No, but Cece is helping Big Ass rub that ointment in.
Okay.
Like,
Go
what's
for
his
it.
name? And like, what's his name? And like, what's his compatriot name? Like, yeah.
So yeah. So if you're asking the guy who's like walking towards Samia, he kind of like takes like he has like a bit of an ocular pat down of the way that she's reacting to this, and he's like kind of looking at her. And he's like, wow, you got a good smell. I feel like you got some gears turning right now in your head. And then like you turn to ask him, Scarlet, as she like hands it back towards him, and he's just like Well, yeah, I'm around these parts. I'm Lieutenant Elvert Rapone, and he like seems a bit flashy about it, and the other guy over by Davos just goes like, and he seems like fed up like a little bit, like unimpressed. He gets the classic like, you know, whatever reaction, and then he'll introduce himself. So the other guy, and he says like, he's like, you don't need to know my name, but I'm an ensign on the you know, around here, so still an officer, but not quite a lieutenant or a captain. And he seems like a little bit less willing to give information, and more interested in procuring said information. And he moves his katana slightly to the side, and this kind of freaks Dill out, maybe. Like, but he actually just reaches for his pocket and pulls out a notepad and a pen and paper. And he's just like, yeah, Lieutenant, whenever you're done making chit chat, I'm ready to, you know, record down whatever we need from this lot.
So you mentioning his sword, I was already, like, my character would already have been looking there, and he wanted to try and see if he could recall the sword that he sees on his hip from the book he had read. Yeah, go ahead. You get advantage on these rolls, but this is not one that you will automatically pass. So I'm gonna need you to roll a, what do we call this, history? Yeah. So I'll need you to roll a history with advantage, and we're looking for you to beat a DC 15. Damn. Very close. You don't recognize it by the hilt alone, but if this man were to draw the sword, you're almost entirely confident that you would be able to recognize it and put a name to it. You are certain this is a Meito like blade, but by the hilt alone, you're not quite piecing it together all the way. If by some chance you see this figure draw his blade, though, which is something you might not want to see given the whole scenario like that you guys just went through, but yeah, anybody else have anything they want to try to gleam or any other things they want to say before questioning begins?
Well, I'm gonna ask about the guy that left. Like, who was that man? Took the girl away. Why did she take? Did you do something bad?
No, that's I thought you guys said you were locals. That was a man who had my position not too long ago. He was a lieutenant, just became promoted to captain. Andros Kubia. It's a bit of a local legend, an up and comer.
Oh yeah, Kubia. He
way.
made captain finally. Heck yeah.
Yeah, we kind of keep to ourselves a little bit, so you know, faces are not necessarily, you know, we're good with. We definitely heard of Andros Kubia.
Yeah, it was announced at the at Shiver's funeral earlier in the week. It was
heard that was a good man.
It's a bit of an intimate, you know, setting, and not everybody would have heard by now, but it'll be in the papers this week, that's for sure. And he's just he's like he's a bit cross with our new recruit. You see, this is like you said, something that we'd like to keep under wraps. We'd really appreciate your discretion, folks. Oh
yeah, that's the word.
Hey, as long as you say we didn't see nothing, didn't hear nothing, you know?
Yeah, just you know, definitely don't want any, you know, conspiracies going around that the world government's working on some mutated like plant, you know, material or anything like that. This was purely an accident, and you should not worry about anything like this ever happening again or affecting the general public. I need you guys to actually, we're gonna pass around some documents, and if we can get some signatures, that would be really great. But before any of that, we're just gonna ask you a few questions. So is there significant property damage by any of you homeowners in the area? Is
I am. but my chimney was damaged a little bit, but nothing I can't fix myself.
So you don't have to be modest. We've got, you know, we'd be more than happy to again take care of maybe any property damage as well as ensure your discretion. I can't stress that enough.
Now that you mention it, I've been feeling this ache in my knee. It's
He looks at your leg. Yeah, he looks at your leg and he's like, I guess one of your knees would count as property, wouldn't it?
Hey, if that's how you want to look at it, but you know.
He kind of like does a bit of a belly laugh. Yeah, he does like a bit of a belly laugh, and he's being pretty like relaxed and like chipper and whatnot. And then the other guy who's like writing this all down, who is like having like he's just like, I'm not at all fucking here for it, like an attitude, and he's just like, oh, good grief. he's just not at all entertained. And his eyes are constantly scanning in between him, like kind of chicken scratching down like all of your tellings and whatnot. He's looked at Dalt, he's looked at Lord Azrael and Dill. He's looked at your little cannon. He's looked at each of you several times, and like you can tell this guy is like alert right now. The gentleman who is questioning you guys, though, he was like laughing after making the joke with Bang D Boom. He's
Can I
gonna
make an insight on this guy?
On the one closer to you guys.
Yeah, the one that just healed us. Does he recognize us?
I won't even make you roll for it. Neither of them necessarily are giving off any vibes that they are assuming that you're pirates. Because Cece has a little bit of a rep here. She's a business owner, you know, like the stone fruit was enough to like drop the really suspicious one's main suspicions, and the other guy, he seems pretty chill. So neither of them seem to be like giving you the vibe that it's just like one of them is just I'll tell you what, you can give me an insight, but it'll be for something else. You do not get the vibe that these guys know that you're the Scarlet Pirates, though.
Okay, that's enough.
That one's free, but if you want, there is a little bit more info. Yeah, you hit it. So with your insight here, you're kind of able to tell maybe the reason why this guy closer to you on the map with the katana, you get the feeling that he just is generally not comfortable like being this close to. He keeps looking his eyes in a direction where none of you are. Like, yes, he looks at you and Dill, and yes, he looks at the rest of the party, but he also looks just north. And you get the vibe that he, like, being this close to the jungle, like, which you've heard is pretty dangerous, is not his forte for one reason, or he's very alert because of this. You also kind of get off of your roll that he is being doubly alert because his superior officer, the lieutenant, is being very relaxed. So he's just, you can feel this guy's kind of overcompensating, but he's also got a little bit of a reason to stay on guard.
Okay.
The lieutenant is then gonna go and turn to the rest of you guys, and like he's gonna be like, you over there, why don't you get a little bit closer, like and he points at Dalt, and Dalt's just like, okay. And she kind of like tiptoes around like the puddles of like gunk and goo and whatnot, and she's just like, oh shit, hold on. Grabbed the wrong token. and she's just and he's just like, you didn't get hurt at all, like you didn't need any of it. And he like holds up the like container of the salve, and she's just like, no, I'm good. I actually didn't get caught up with any of what happened here. One of my friends did, and she notions to Samia, and Samia kind of like does like a little bit of like a yep, hey, thumbs up, and she's just like, so I ran towards to try to save her or see what was going on, and he like kind of like looks to his ensign to write that down, and he's just like, wow, so you saw trees getting knocked down and like whatever, like the whole path of destruction, you decided to run towards it. And Doll just kind of shrugs. She's like, yeah, I don't know what came over me. And she seems like kind of nervous. She hasn't been like much of a talker to humans for a lot of her life because she's just lived with the nomads, but she's talked to a lot of animals and things like that. So she seems a little bit out of her element. And he kind of like looks at her and is just like, it's an admirable quality. You ever thought about becoming a Marine? And she's just like, oh no, not at all. Sorry. Like, not a fan of the water. And he's just like, no, I get that. Yeah. It takes a while for some people to get their sea legs. And he turns and looks to Scarlet and he's just like, and then you ma'am, you said something earlier. And he like is scratching his head a little bit, and he seems like a little bit confused. He's like, so did you get like really beat up as well? Do you live around here also? Balincc, you're muted. F. So, we'll get to Scarlet, I guess, in a little bit.
So Bangy Boom will cut in and be like, hey, like I said before, we're actually here hunting, visiting our friend Cece, you know. My buddy, he's got a fishing competition coming up. So we came into town to see if we could figure out some really cool bait, you know. Probably need cool bait to get a big fish, right?
Like, yeah, that's a pretty good strategy. Yeah, some people just use like other fish or you know, fly fishing. You know, I fancy that a little bit myself before I became a Marine. You know,
you gotta think outside the box if
you're hunting. But I'm gonna guess these big plant guys scared all the animals away. I don't see the point in hunting much anymore now. She laughs nervously.
He just kind of like looks at you, Cece, and he's just like, yeah, and I mean, I'm sure you know, you wouldn't want to go too much more north from here.
Definitely not.
It's pretty dangerous the closer you get to the rainforest. It's almost not really safe for you guys right here, but thankfully we showed up, you know, and I guess there was our recruit. So
yeah,
about
she was super helpful.
Yeah, about that. To what extent did you all assist in the fight, or were you all just was this a straight rescue? How did this all go about? Tell me where it all started.
I mean, basically.
Oh yeah, go ahead. No, you go ahead, Ben. Yeah, I think you can explain it better. You're a better storyteller, for sure.
So as I mentioned before, not nearly this far north. We were starting our little hunting, taking a look around, you know, kind of seeing what's going on, starting to get these weird rumblings. So like, all right, let's finish up what we're doing. Lo and behold, here come all these vines and plants and, you know, big teeth and acid, and it was crazy. And, you know, we kind of got swept up in all the moving earth and the vines and things like that, you know, getting dragged up here. Here comes, you know, super nice Marine lady. She's punching plants and, you know, doing all sorts of crazy things. You know, we're basically just trying to, you know, survive. We got a couple, you know, things for self-defense, but that's about it. So, I mean, in terms of our total involvement, you know, we tried to defend ourselves a little bit, especially once we got dragged all the way up here. But, you know, what was her name? Felicity? She did most of the heavy lifting there. You know, true shining example of the Marines. You should be proud.
Yeah, I'm sure she let you know she was our top recruit. She's got big shoes to fill, I guess. She feels like we've been putting her in charge of some things you wouldn't really, like, you know, put a private in charge of, just because we've been a little bit short-handed lately, and she's done a pretty good job up until Now, I understand, there's no casualties, right? Like everybody here is safe.
Yeah, all good.
Seems like minimal property damage, which is good. So I that's a partial win, for us, but there's also witnesses, and you guys seem like great, really reasonable folks, and we can't stress enough that this information cannot be getting out. And you kind of see his voice deepens. You can kind of see his whole demeanor change, and his like shoulders, which were a little bit more relaxed, start to become more pointed, and he stands up more straight. And like, even though you can't really see his eyes, you could see the rest of his face like completely sober up and like become much more pointed and almost menacing. And he like leans in and addresses each of you individually as he says this next bit. He's just like, in fact, if this information were to get out, that could spell big trouble for, some people in these parts, some really nice people like yourselves. And we wouldn't want that.
Mum's the word. Yeah, none of us want that.
No, I can't even spell, to be honest, I guess.
Yeah, he can barely write. I mean, we won't say anything. Look, we just had a hunting trip today that didn't turn out fruitful. That's all we had today.
Right.
And he kind of like melts back down into his relaxed form, and he's like, and you know a thing or two about fruitful, right?
Exactly, yes.
You live in an orchard, yeah.
And naturally, I would just like nudge Cece, and naturally for you guys and your heroics, how much you like the Marines and stuff like that, they'll, obviously have some stone fruits sent to you guys, right? Sent to the base.
Yeah.
What'd you say your name was again?
Oh no, I'm not a huge fan. You can send him to the captain though; they're his favorite.
Oh, definitely. I'll send a whole barrel full.
That's too kind of you, yeah, honestly. And last thing I wanted to just make sure of is that so we took care of property damage, and we took care of making sure that you were all treated, of your injuries and whatnot. We gotta get some signatures here, just for the folks back at the offices, and this will ensure that we just make sure that we've got a record of your discretion. And he's gonna start passing out papers.
Of course.
It's just standard, like basically just like it's like an NDA, like a non-disclosure agreement for like what transpired here. And he's just like, just please sign with your full legal name. That should be good enough. We'll have the nerds back at the office cross-check through through census records and whatnot. And we just it's a formality, but we have to make sure we're dotting our I's and crossing our T's, minding our P's and Q's and all that.
Sounds good. So I'm signing away.
I also sign.
Dalt is like looking at it, and she's just like, how do I do this? Like, and you gotta see her like sweat for a second, and she just like starts like, she's just like, and it's like, she like kind of like blue screens, like, and then Samia is just like kind of like helping her out, and she's like, yeah, you wanna, and like he kind of looks a little bit concerned when this happens, and Samia's just like, oh, she just got married, she forgot how to spell her last name, remember it's, and then Dalt's just like and she just kind of like does like a nervous laugh. She's like and Samia kind of helps her out. Samia signs, and then it gets passed to Davos, Scarlet, Lord Azrael, and Dill. And how are we? You're being asked to sign a piece of paper.
Oh.
So
like elbow fucking boom, like yo, can you sign this for me, bro?
Yeah, so I guess
I'll help you with that, dang. And I help Scarlet sign her name.
Hand is still hurting. She's a a little shaken up from the experience. So yeah, just saying right there. All right, yeah, we're good,
This
right?
guy,
It's just paperwork.
this guy's gonna look straight at Scarlet, and he's just like,
The
you
arms that I
wouldn't.
lost is my writing hand. So I'm gonna write in the ugliest way possible, just like my initials.
He's got the doctor handwriting.
Remember, you're putting Dagnar Ren.
Oh yeah, you told me
But
that.
he looks at Scarlet, who's not signing by herself, and like these two people are helping, and he's just like, you didn't get like a concussion or anything, did you? It's he's like, do you want to take a look? And he like kind of like
Oh no,
walks
she's been this way
closer.
from birth.
I'm cool, bro. I'm good. I am cool.
Really just need some beauty sleep. It's just an ongoing condition. I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Yes, I need
Oh
to
my god.
I need to go to sleep.
He's like, if you're
Birth is
concussed, you really don't want to be going to sleep. Are you like sure you don't want me to like take a look, like just a quick like checkup? All right.
No, I look good, right? I'm cool. She said like knocking on the back of her head. Yeah, I'm good.
He just like walk like Dalt Wisney's like, you're so cool. You look great. Like
as he's walking away from Scarlet, I'm just gonna lean and whisper to him, "She's a little slow. Don't mind her."
He just kind of like, yeah, you kind of see, you can't see his eyes because his sunglasses are too like thick of a shade, but you can see like part of his like cheek move. This man winks. Like you can't see his eye, but you get you see by the rest of his face. Like he use context clues. We whisper that he's like, got it. Like okay, like.
Yeah.
Bag's just gonna pick up on the signal and start walking Scarlet like away from the dude, like just hand by the hand, like come on, we're gonna go home now. You want a sandwich? We'll get you a sandwich. Like
Get your grilled cheese.
You get sandwiches tonight, boys.
He's like, so yeah, that's all the questions that I really had, unless my ensign had anything else here for you. I think we'll be good to escort you back home. And the ensign has got like, he's been writing this all down. He's just like so we've got their signatures. We've assessed the property damage. Well, I had another question though about our top recruit.
Oh yeah.
And he is just like, so you said that she rescued all of you, right?
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we held our own a lot, and then she kind of drew the attention away. And if I'm being honest, we just didn't feel correct leaving her on her own here. If I'm being honest, she was really sweet, and she kept telling us to leave, and she was being very protective of us. She did a really good job of the protect part of serve and protect.
She did tell us to leave, and we didn't leave.
So why didn't you leave?
I mean, that's somebody doing their duty. They protecting us.
I mean,
Yeah, would you leave a person by themselves to fight these things?
So I'm not a civilian. She's trained for this kind of thing. You put yourselves directly in the line of danger.
Right, but do you see all these plants around? They were popping up everywhere out of nowhere. It felt like it was safer to stand our ground than try to, end up.
Exactly. We just got really lucky today, I guess. But we know we'll stay out of trouble. I promise. Don't worry.
Right, maybe I should go buy a lottery ticket or something. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. Right? Like, this is crazy.
That was a lottery ticket.
He just like kind of like shrugs a little bit and he's like, whatever. I guess good for her. Our little top recruit, squeaked out another half victory or whatever. Like, that's fine. And he's just the lieutenant is just like, easy. And you don't think you're being a little hard on her? And they kind of like exchange like a bit of like a tense glance. And Big Azrael like kind of he's in between like they're kind of like 1,000-yard stares for like the split second that they have them, and kind of Davos is as well. And you guys kind of just like feel like these glance, like, oh, it's almost like physical like movement, like air is displaced by like the tense like darting like glances for a half a second. and then it like melts
I like
back
that.
to like the lieutenant kind of like melts back into like a happy-go-lucky guy. He's like, all right, so like yeah, let's get you guys back south and out of these woods. Like obviously, you know, we could take you all the way home, or we could just get you to the edge of the forest, but we wouldn't want to leave you here, you know, without some sort of guidance.
Walk us to the edge of, yeah, if you want to walk us back to the edge of the forest, I think I can get the rest of us home.
And yeah, he's gonna start like whistling, and he'll take the lead, and you guys can, like, you know, you will obviously like follow up, and then the other gentleman will be at the very rear. So they'll have you guys kind of like locked in, you know, like there's like a leader and like a vanguard situation in case of any ambush or anything like that, because you guys are still in heavily like wooded area and things like that.
Heck,
Yeah, sounds good to me.
yeah, Cece's gonna walk next to Azrael and be like, the whole time on the way back, being like, I can't believe how strong you were. You're a real man out there. I can't believe how much you put your neck out for these comrades of yours. It was amazing. Like, just talking him up the whole way back to like the edge of the forest.
Wow, the glazing is crazy.
He's just like, breathe, like Jesus, like, like you gotta calm
If you
down.
want me to breathe,
like,
I'll breathe. Yeah.
God.
she does not know how to flirt. She is not
We
good
can
at this,
tell.
guys. Yeah.
Big Azra is gonna look at Lord Azra, and he's just gonna he's gonna be like, hey, you did really good out there too. I saw you like you took care of like 3 or 4 of those flowers, right? And
Talking about me?
yeah.
No, I didn't. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a weakling. I have no presence.
And he's just
Ignore
like,
me.
he's like, oh shit, yeah. I meant like the daisies. Like he stomped on like these little tiny flowers.
Daisies. I stepped on a few flowers. Yeah,
Big takes a big strong man to step on, and like the lieutenant just kind of like glances backwards for a second, and he kind of slows down and turns around, and just as he's about to ask another question, he's just like, and another and like you hear like a better, and he's just like, fuck. He like reaches into his like trench coat and pulls out like a little transponder snail, and he's just like I'm not used to these clunky models, and he like Galic, and it like turns into just an absolute screaming like mess of a transponder snail with like some gruff facial hair, and its eyes are like popping out, and it's just like, help, Marines, help, we're being under attack. And he's just like, oh, and he like puts his hand and like over it, and like he's like, I gotta take this 1 second, and like, and he like
Sounds
walks
like
a couple steps away from you guys, and the ensign who's at the rear is just like he kind of like stances up and is like at the ready, and yeah, like just a few seconds later he comes back from like the tree line and is just like, yeah, you guys it's a straight shot to the edge of the forest from here. You guys can hold your own. That guy's like fucking 11 foot tall or whatever. Like
Yeah, he is.
we have some other business that we must attend to, and you can hear in the very distance off to the east, just like one of those like catastrophe sirens, just a low constant like whirring, like a hum of like it, like a almost like if there was like a bomb like threat, or like it's you just hear like this like loud droning like humming, getting louder and then quieter and then louder and quieter in the distance. And he's just like so yeah, anyways, it was nice meeting you folks. Ensign, we'll be off. And they immediately disappear, and you see like a little sweat like going down this guy's forehead before he dips.
Yeah, once they're good and gone, I'm just gonna like exhale, and just be like, oh my god.
What's up, Dill?
Yo,
I was just asking if before they leave, if I could try and get another glimpse of it. If not, it's all good.
a glimpse of
The
sword?
katana. Yes.
You wouldn't be able to get anything further off of like I said, without him like unsheathing it, you wouldn't be able to really identify it.
Uh,
I'm gonna be like, yo, we did
Cece
it.
immediately.
It was a success.
Yeah. Yeah, we did, Captain. And Cece immediately is gonna stop talking to Azrael and turn around and grab Davos, give him a hug, and be like, "I'm so proud of you," and then start shaking him violently, be like, "But what were you thinking? Just running right into the brush!" Like,
It was so much fun, Cece.
I mean, you're right. It was fun, wasn't it? I killed 4 of them.
You did damn good.
So did you. But seriously, don't try to get yourself killed, because if you die, I'm gonna kill you myself.
Fair
So
enough. If I get killed on this journey before I find the One Piece, you should kill me.
Scarlet is so confused.
Exactly.
you guys could all drag your tokens onto the map, and this will just be like the forest trail, like the leading to the end of the forest. You know, I'll drag out some of the NPCs here in a second. Let me get this looking all right for stream. Well, 20
Yeah, I
is
figured you were on the top
tripping.
right.
Yeah, perfect. So yeah, you guys are, you know, exiting the thick, and there's like more loose, like cliff trails, like in between the cliffs, and there's like clearings and whatnot, and you see like the autumn leaves have all fallen and kind of filled this up a little bit, so it's like crunchy instead of like a dirt trail. It's like this is still heavily wooded, but like there's like clearings like this, and like where you could see carriages are able to like get through and whatnot. But yeah, y'all go ahead, continue to don't let me stop you from socializing. I just felt like it was time for a new map.
So I'm like, what's next? What y'all want to do next besides stopping past the library and getting some rest?
Well, yeah, maybe we take a load off at the cabin and then go from there.
Yeah, we can stay at my house. We don't really need to go back to the library unless there's something you want to do there, Scarlet.
Wait, you don't live at the library?
No, we were at my house when I fed you lunch. Remember?
That wasn't the library?
No,
Oh,
that was
Yo,
my house.
When the
You know how
cactus
long it
juice
took
be
a single
hitting.
woman in this kingdom to do that?
oh man, you gotta remember next time. Worry, so you don't live at the library, but you work at the library.
Yeah. I mean, I lived there when I was younger, but that was like this weird, like, nunnery thing. It was pretty just weird.
Oh, I thought all people live where they worked at. Damn.
Is that common where you're from?
I mean,
Dalt walks forward and she just chimes in. She's like, "Where I'm from, we don't live anywhere." And she's just like, "This is such a cool place, though." And she does like a little bit of a spin, and she's like, "Was that dangerous? Was that that felt weird?" Like,
Yeah,
I don't know if it was
Bangy Boom
dangerous,
is
but it was fun.
Bangy Boom is gonna look at her just wide eyed. It's like that was 100% dangerous.
yeah.
and she's like,
was
those were like bad people that were like trying to be good, right? And she's like very like astute, but like not confident in herself. So she's like, is that correct? Like, we don't like those guys, right?
Well,
I mean, technically, they're not bad.
Greens. They're not
But-
bad people.
Yes, they're bad
Well,
for
they
us.
are bad people.
Yeah, they're bad for us.
And
Yeah,
she's
so
like,
as
"That's
far as I
so
know, that's your bad guy. We just
Who's
said.
asking these questions?
dull."
Oh,
I'm gonna look at Dalt and said, Dalt, we're the bad guys, but they're the worst guys.
Grr, bad guy.
And she's just like, "I think you're a great guy, Lord Azrael." And she's just like, "But like, why would Felicity be? She seems really nice. Why would she be involved with them?"
I'll call it a work thing, I guess.
Yeah, you're with us, right? It's the kind of work like that. You feel me?
Yeah.
we nice people will be looked at bad people. And Scarlet's
Those-
like, hold on, I'm thinking.
Those of you who are Live Neal natives, locals to the scene, Davos and Cece, go ahead and give me history or insight. I'll give you both advantage on whichever of those you choose.
Did you hear how smart I look? How smart I sounded just now? I'm gonna play smart.
Doll's just like so smart, like the smartest. Like
Yes, sir.
damn,
Education
Davos.
should be-
That is like the lowest I've ever seen you roll, other than net ones. Like
That's fake
I
filler.
feel like that sometimes. I even went for the insight +5. No luck.
Cece.
Cece's muted.
My boy, you've got to while we're waiting for Lucas to get back, Samia is actively scanning every single possible plant she sees, like, so she kind of sees you doing your thing up on that side of the cliff trail, Lord Azrael, and she like nods to you a little bit, and you see her immediately start going like full like botanist
We are
mode.
definitely doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, so you could give me nature or survival. I'll go ahead and roll for her really quickly and see what you guys can find as far as some of this local fauna, flora. I don't even know what you rolled. Give me just a second. I'm gonna roll for her. She's gonna roll.
Strength save. Oh, crit nature.
She's gonna roll survival.
Yo, question, Vex. Am I able to tell like what's east from here?
Yeah, it's exactly where the sirens are coming from. That's east.
So, I think that's from where the college town is that we just left.
You feel pretty confident in that thought, Dill. Crit
History with
nature.
advantage.
History with advantage, that is correct. While we're waiting for that result, we'll go over what Lord Azrael and Samia are finding. There is Jesus, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so-
In history, I'm proficient in it too. That's what it says.
yeah, you get a +7.
Yeah,
That was just terrible rolls. You rolled a 2 and a 3 on the die, like for that. Both Davos and Cece can swear they've heard the name Ventura before, Felicity's last name, but it's like ringing a bell, but it's like on the tip of your tongue. You're both at a complete loss. As far as Lord Azrael and Samia, Samia is able to find like some cool mushrooms, and these are like, you know, decomposers, and like, you know, these are, some of them are like bright red and some of them are more like a fleshy color or like pale yellow, and then like then you've got like some like ones growing on trees and things like that, and she's just like, wow, I've never seen things like this before, because keep in mind she's been in the desert for like over 20 years. Like mushrooms are not necessarily a thing she's really seen, and she's just like she's hesitant to like touch them for a second, not knowing if these are gonna explode like the thing that you guys just fought. She's like, wow, cool, so not all plants are carnivorous like that one. And she like looks at the inside of the mushrooms and she's like, I don't even think these are plants. This is like a whole like, and she's like, she's packing as many of those as she can, as well as a few like blue flowers that she's able to find. Was Lord Azrael, Ragnar, with your crit, you're able to notice that there are actually more interesting specimens just beneath the earth here, or the ground here, the floor, because I can't call it earth, right? We don't know what the One Piece world is called, but you spot that there is like an exposed root from one of these trees.
Well, I would call it Verth, to be fair.
Okay, Verth, perfect. Yeah, so just under the surface of the Verth here, you see that like there's a poking out like exposed root, and there seems to be a fungus interwoven into the root structure of some of these trees. And if you do a little bit of light digging, you're able to get some really good specimens of these much more unique, whereas like Samia isn't even scratching the surface. You're going underneath it, you know what I mean? And you guys are able to find some really interesting ingredients. Some of them are paralytics, some of them are anticoagulants, some of them are treatments for probably some local poisons of some of the jungle fauna. Some of them are just really fragrant and can make less, more bitter medicines, just, you know, easier pills to swallow and things like that. So that's more on the cosmetic side, but you're able to find a full plethora of very useful and utility ingredients out here along your stroll. Scarlet, you were wondering about East. Would you like to, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, what I'm wondering is, I know it's East, but I'm wondering like what would be over there? Like what would I possibly remember being over there?
Dill was spot on. You for sure know that directly east from about here is the college town, L'École.
If I notice the captain looking east, could I fly up in the air and see if I can see anything out on the skyline for the, like, in the east?
Yeah, the trees are pretty tall. It's gonna take you a couple seconds to get up there, and there's like a nice sea breeze once you clear the tree line, and you can see like the dancing of like a bunch of autumn leaves being swept around the immediate like skies surrounding you. There's a ton of trees here. As you scan just a little bit further than that, you notice the swaying wheat fields near the center of this stretch of the island, and then even beyond that you can see a lighthouse, which is normally inactive during the day, is actually on, and its very large glaring beams are pointed directly into the water is slightly offshore from L'École. Can't really see anything that's happening directly at L'École other than just the lighthouse, because it has like a little bit of a tree line surrounding it, and you'd have to get much closer. It doesn't matter how high up you go.
Okay.
Realistically, with the distance that you're at, you wouldn't really be able to see that far. The main thing that you do see is that somehow this lighthouse, and like, you know how lighthouses work, typically that Fresnel lens is on like a bit of a swivel or like a full rotation. This is a completely pointed, and it seems to be targeted into the water.
I'm gonna land back down and look at the captain and be like, so do you feel something in that direction? Because something weird's going on at the lighthouse.
No, I'm just on edge. You know, us being here and whatnot. That's pretty concerning. Just to hear sirens going on.
Yeah.
Well, it seemed like those guys had to leave in a hurry, so that's probably where they went, right?
Vex, do I have a din on me?
Probably. Yeah. I mean, if you have a den, right? I would assume you do.
I would assume so. Yeah. Like,
is there any reason?
Actually, while they're having this conversation, I look at Dill and say, "That human can fly."
Huh?
That human can fly.
Still hasn't noticed.
Bro said, huh?
No, because I was above table. I was wanting him to give me a hand up there so that way I wouldn't see it again.
Oh my god. If there's any reason why you wouldn't have grabbed your den before all of this and it's not back at your house, then yes, you would have it, Cece.
Okay, hell yeah. I want to make a call to my friend at the college.
Yeah, it's you kind of hear it ringing, and you get like the dial tone, and it keeps ringing and keeps ringing, and you get no response for quite a while. You can keep the line open, or are you
Cece is now nervous. She's gonna look at Scarlet, and I'm gonna say, like, I think you're right to be on guard. I think something's going on the east side of the island there. Or to the east.
Well, now we know where to stay away from. No east side today, fellas. So, like, who'd you just try to call on a din? Like a friend? Brother?
It more like, I guess he's more like my little brother. Above table, Vex, can I say this person's name?
Go for it.
Okay. His name is Cricket.
Cricket.
What
Yeah.
kind of name is Cricket?
I think it's a pretty cute name.
Big Azra, yeah, Big Azra's like scratching his head. He's like, that's like a bug, right?
Yeah. His full name's Mont Blanc Cricket. Are you guys familiar with Nolan the Liar?
Nah, it's
Ooh.
not arrow.
Dalt's just like never heard of him. Davos, you would have known this. This would have
I was gonna say,
absolutely
yeah.
been like a childhood story of everyone.
Yeah, Cece probably would have read it to you.
Yeah, everyone who
I was
grew up
gonna-
in the north, and even people like on other parts of the planet, but especially kids who are raised in the north. This is like a classic like children's book that like almost everybody would have been read at one point in time if they were like raised in the north, or even in other like more wealthy and like more well-read families across other blues and things like that. It's a very popular story. But Dalt has no clue, Sumia has no clue, Big Azra has no clue, Laura Azra probably has no clue. Bang D Boom, you've read it for sure with that history. I'm assuming that's what that was for.
It was indeed, yeah.
I never read no.
Yeah, I mean, I remember reading a book about that dude in the past, but
What's the story?
Okay.
Well,
I mean, basically,
Nolan-
he's a liar.
Ooh, story time.
Yeah.
Everybody sit down.
This and then I'm not gonna tell it all on stream from memory, but I didn't tell the crew the story of Nolan the Liar, about the city of gold and how he misled the king and was sentenced to death. And then I end the story in saying, well, Cricket is the real Nolan's ancestor, so he kind of has a brass personality. But that said, he knows to answer the phone when I call, so I'm a little worried.
Well, on the bright side, it seems like that's where those Marines were headed, right?
Ragnar,
Yeah.
roll me a D100, please.
Harmless?
I don't like that.
Question mark?
Completely harmless.
Completely harmless. It's obligatory. It's going to be harmful.
No. That is fine, actually. You get a slight feeling that something is burning a hole in your pocket. Not literally, but figuratively, as you hear the three words that just came out of this human's mouth. City of Gold.
City of Gold.
You...
I think to myself, they called him a liar because of a city of gold?
Yeah, there's almost like a...
Unexpected.
There's almost like a voice in the back of your mind that is like laughing. And it brings you back to the time you spent underwater recently. And that you were told of a great debt that is still owed. You remember leaving some things behind down there. And you also remember taking some things with you. Or at least trying.
Oh. The scribblings.
Scribblings?
Scribblings?
Okay.
It's complicated. There's some weird When I was in the belly of the beast, I found some weird symbols. They appeal to me. It reminded me of something I saw when I was younger. I don't understand what they mean, but the fact that they were down here made me think maybe they're important. At this point, I'm probably going to try to replicate the images in the sand or something.
You had a scrap of paper. You were able to get an etching of some of the symbols, remember?
I don't, but I'm glad you reminded me.
I definitely remember this. Yeah, I mean, if you pull that out, it just kind of looks like fucking gibberish to all of you, except for Scarlet and Dalt, maybe. So maybe we can get a little something from this. I'm going to need now a D100 from Scarlet, and I will roll one right now for Dalt. Completely harmless.
Oh yeah, completely harmless. Someone's gonna get 100 one day, and it's just gonna be a true possession of the voice.
Holy shit. Both of y'all are like right in the same like vein of like you both immediately recognize like and it's just again like the words that Cece, some of the words that Cece just spoke echo in both of your minds almost simultaneously as both of your eyes meet this etching this that Lord Azrael like pulls out and shows to the crew here. And almost at the exact same time, you and Dalt, Scarlet, you both speak aloud the word city of Scarlet, you say gold. Dalt says emerald.
Yo, I'm gonna look at her. I'm gonna head to. I'm like, what are you? Emerald? What the hell is emerald?
She's like, there's, you don't see this, and like. And she's just like, wait a second. And she's like, well, I guess that could be what this means, right? And she points at the line above where she was reading, which is the line that you were reading. And it seems that
City of Gold.
She's like, no, look at the line right below that though. This says City of Emerald, right? And this etching, you're both very confident that you both recognize the word city, obviously, and you recognize the word gold, and she's recognizing below that the word emerald.
So like, is this like a what is this? Dole? Is this like a message?
Oh, could I roll a history check, Vex?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I have a question as well.
Recognize title these?
Would I recognize the text as something I'd seen before? Obviously not these characters exactly, just because of my backstory and what happened to my mentor.
You would immediately know that you might not have seen this text before, but you're a very well-read individual, and for you to work in a library where you've seen so many different scripts and handwritings and just different stories that have told, for you, a person who has spent so much of their life indoors reading these books and hearing of all of these tales, that for you to not recognize some sort of script means that it must be ancient.
Yeah, I'm gonna start taking notes and like trying to copy what I'm seeing on the paper, like the way the symbols look and everything.
Ragnar, you said you were gonna roll history?
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I do a guidance beforehand?
Yeah, depending on what it's for, I might be willing to give you advantage. I don't know. What are you rolling for?
I wanted to see if I recognize these terms based on my background.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll give you advantage.
Yeah, Cece's like, Dalt said emerald, Captain said gold? Question mark?
Yeah, Bangy Boom just has berry signs in his eyes looking at Scarlet and Dalt. Which is it? Gold? Emeralds? Gold or emeralds? Which one?
It's gold.
Lord Azrael, you specifically recall that there was a mention so a place that you yourself had never been to. You had been scolded for getting close to this place where they said that, you know, you can't approach, you know, like but you saw a big plant. You saw a very, very big plant in the sky, and you were like, ooh. Like and there were individuals that were telling you you can't go over there. That is like that's like more of like a holy land. You're not sure if that's the word they used, but you do remember hearing the word golden belfry.
Yo, where'd you get this, Azrael?
I already told you. At the bottom of the ocean, in the belly of that Neptunian.
Oh, you were serious?
It's still there.
Are you serious?
Oh, you were serious?
Like you, like yo, like for real, you actually got that out the
Yeah, you know, most people say belly of the beast figuratively. You know what I mean?
Oh, I also meant it figuratively.
Cece's writing notes, and she's like, "The fish man was in the belly of a Neptunian, and now he is lying about it."
Now, more importantly, does anyone know where we can get this city of gold or emeralds? Because
I was just about to
guys,
ask. But tell me,
we would never have to run
When
any
Bag
more
asks that question, I slowly step away and mind my business. Humans, they killed Nolan for this. That means they will kill me for this. I know nothing.
Samia is like, she's done picking up flowers and mushrooms and whatnot. She has like a little blue flower in her hair now, and she just kind of like yells from like over up on the cliff thingy that she's on, like down to the trail where you guys are, and she's like, hey, actually, you said emerald. That's like almost like a jade, right? I mean, I'm sure there's a difference,
Right.
but there was a story that was passed down by the nomads. The name Delphina, you know what they named the port after before you all showed up, and she's like immediately like she's like, don't, like, I know it's Scarletta, like calm down, like I get, but the name
for real,
the name Delphina was supposedly a fearless warlord, the leader of the Jade Armada. I don't know if that's like the same thing as an emerald, but like I've seen a picture of them before. Like they're both like really pretty green stones, right? Like I don't know if that's the same.
Right, but do you know where this Jade Armada?
Yeah, who is
did the rumors say anything about where the Jade Armada may have ended up?
Oh well, they probably ended up in the tourbillon, but like they came in from another place in search of great treasure. There's a tale of 12 different expeditions, and each of them nobody heard from any of them ever again. This was the fall of the Jade Armada, and apparently 11 other, like we don't know too many of this. Again, this is a tale that was passed down from generation to generation in my culture, but like I don't know if that I don't know where they came from, but I would just assume they probably ended up in the tourbillon.
Samia, do you find it weird that the north half of the island has a legend about a city of gold? The south half, from what you're just telling me, or the south half has a tale of a city of gold, and the north half, from what you're telling me, has basically an emerald mythos. Like that's a little weird, right? And then we find evidence of it as well. Cece is spiraling right now, by the way, guys. She is going off the deep end.
She's full Charlie Day in front of the pegboards with
exactly.
like
she's like trying to figure this out right now.
The red yarn and like the thumbtacks and like all the post-it notes and like she's just like bloodshot eyes, like yeah, like
Azrael still steadily just walks away. Hey guys, are we gonna go somewhere?
Do I notice him like scooting away?
Yeah, you absolutely would notice him.
Then I'm gonna like try to just pop up right behind him with just like the greediest, most evil looking face and like a fishnet in my hand.
Oh, God damn it, back when you want, you bastard.
It's like, no, where are you going, my good friend? We're simply having conversation. Obviously, you see.
You guys don't need a fish brain like me for this conversation.
Nah, he breeds great ideas. What other opinion could we need besides that of the fishman that looks so particularly knowledgeable at this moment?
Look, man, fish are from the sea. There's nothing I know about this.
I don't know. The way your eyes kind of lit up when they started talking, I don't think I'm buying that, my good fish friend.
Dill, help!
Oh my god! So
I think you got yourself into this one, brother. You know more than you're letting on.
You bastard! You know more too.
Hey, that's not the question right now. The
Revealing
question
your
is what you
secrets.
know, not what I know.
As this is going down, Dalt just kind of like she kind of walks over to Cece and she's just like, so you cook a lot, right? Like what you made was delicious. Thank you for making me a vegetarian meal. I just thought, like, you know, we have a lot more really cool ingredients and stuff that we didn't bring with us, and we have to pay you back somehow, you know. So if they're not with us, they're back on the ship. And as she says that, and she's trying to be like super polite, Big Azrael kind of like shoves her out of the way, and he's just like, "Holy fuck, guys, the ship!"
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Where's your guys' ship
The
at?
ship might be under attack.
Oh, it is over there. Oh shit, we gotta go.
Everyone double time.
He's just like, "Oh fuck, oh fuck!" Like, no, the ship. Like,
You see Bangy Boom
Davos.
just make cartoon legs and just spinning like wheels. Like,
You see you see Lord Azrael in the background. Thank God for Azrael.
Cece is actively chasing Dill and is like, "Wait, I just remembered something. You come back here."
Yep. Too late. You can't keep up with me. I'm action and bonus action dashing.
I'm just gonna look past I'm gonna run past Lord Azrael trying to get back to the ship and just turn around. Don't think I forgot you, fish stick. And just keep
I don't
running.
know what you're talking about, man. I don't know
Oh
what
my
you're
God.
talking about.
you hear the
She's like,
rattle of the
"Oh,
peg leg behind you. But yeah, so you all immediately think this, and then Samia's just like, "Wait, don't we have dendens?"
Oh,
Yeah, I'm just gonna like hold it.
She's just like, "Can't we just call the crew, the other part of the crew?" And like, Dalt's just like, yeah, we gotta call Russ, like, and yeah, so like she doesn't have a den. Samia doesn't have a den.
I'm gonna call Harry or Softy Boy right now.
Okay, so it starts to ring for a second, and then after like, you know, maybe like 3 or 4 seconds, like before like all hope is lost, you finally hear Kalik, and the den gets like the red spiky hair and like the little bit of a cut up face and like the blank expression of Harry, and he's just like, "Oh, thank God! Are you guys aren't gonna believe this."
Believe what? How's my ship? I mean, our ship.
He's just like, it's like, well, so I mean, we're good. The ship's fine, but yeah, there seems to be a huge panic, and we thought it was our fault at first, but no, we seem to be undetected. I don't know what's going on. The lighthouse seems to be pointing at something just offshore. It's like I don't know, man. It's like straight up out of like one of these horror films or something like that from back in the day. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, don't go near it. We didn't cause the problem, and just stay on the ship.
I mean, these people could use help. Like, we were thinking of...
Oh,
there's Marines on the way.
helping.
Don't
I'm sorry,
help
sir.
them,
Did
buddy.
you
You stay on that shit.
He said, "Oh, Marines
Did you
fucked up."
suddenly join the
No,
team?
yeah.
Are you part of the Peace Corps or something? Like, what's going on? People need help.
He's just like, all right.
Our ship needs help.
You see,
He's like-
you see me look at Dalt and say, "Remember what I said earlier, Dalt? Now you can understand what I."
And then immediately as you say that, like the snail, like you could see the snail's face, like as like with Harry's features go, like it just got like socked in the gut or like shoved out of the way or something, and immediately it starts to adopt Russ's features. And he's like, "Move!" And he's just like, Dalt, are you there? Like, are you good? Are you safe?" And she's just like, I'm fine. Calm down. And he's just like, "I've been so worried. You could have called." Like, he's just like, "It's been like almost a whole day." And he's just like freaking out. And she's like, "Relax." Like,
Yo, I just remember we left him. Oh my God. I'm sorry, Russ. I'm like trying to yell at it.
He was asleep. Ain't nothing to apologize for.
Oh my god.
He
dude.
woke up. He woke up and we were
Hold
gone.
on.
No, he wasn't
Above
asleep.
table, to be fair, he wasn't asleep. He was getting out of the rain because he doesn't like the water.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Harry
Yeah,
was
so
asleep.
Under deck, and then we left.
And
Damn.
then like you hear Russ like through the transponder still get shoved out of the way and he's like, oh, and like then like it turns into like Softy Boy and his like he's got like the mohawk and like the pierced ear and he's just like he's got like a very calm look on his face. He's like, the ship's fine. Well, yeah, I told these idiots we're not going over there, but I feel like shit's about to go down, that's for sure. But we got nothing to worry about ourselves. It's pretty far away from us unless it's a really big problem. I think we're in the clear. We'll keep you updated. That's the only reason I didn't really already call you guys, but I guess thanks for worrying, you know, but we're good. We can handle it.
All right, make sure you call back as soon as something feels uneasy.
He's like,
I will
yeah,
head over there.
aye. And then
Take care of our ship.
he just kind of laughs. He's like, yeah, sure thing. And then you hear
I'm a Sada boom. I'm like, yo, you good, bro?
Oh my goodness.
Good man. Don't worry.
What a wild time.
That was a close one, man.
Now,
I would hate for somebody to try to attack us, you know, try to provoke us. You know?
now, Captain, just food for thought. You know, in that college town, there was going to be an opportunity to get our hands on some pretty interesting material. I know he had the fishing competition or whatever. Not that that's that important.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it seemed like it was going to be a pretty interesting material. But you know, if they destroy the town, it'd probably be pretty tough to get. No, I'm not saying we go. But
well, not only that, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of worried about Cricket. And if your guys' ship is over there, don't we need to get there anyway?
I mean, it seems like our ship's heading pretty well.
We don't need to go to the ship. I don't want to draw no attention over there.
That's fair.
Who's up for going to check on this Cricket fellow for Cece?
I mean, I'm time to go.
Yo, Dill, Azrael, you all right with that?
Are we all right with what?
Going to check on Cece's little brother.
Look,
That table Dill's not
follow
close
your
enough
order.
for the plan to
If
be
you
relayed to him.
give me the command, I'll follow. But I don't care for the humans, so let's lead the way.
Well, Lord Azrael, for you know, if the town gets destroyed, then no fishing contest, right?
If the town gets destroyed, the fisherman dies too. If I'm alive, I win.
You be the new fisherman.
That's a valid point. That is a valid point.
All right. You say you down, Davos?
Absolutely.
Right. But on the way, Lord Azrael, please regale us with some more tales about this.
Look!
City of
Save the people! Let's save Cece's brother! Let's sprint ahead.
And Dalt's just like,
look over.
Dalt's like, if that town gets destroyed, then that pretty you know, golden ruby crusted tortoise or whatever, you know, that thing will probably get washed away, you know.
Washed away?
Then that'd be a shame.
You know, I've always wanted to steal that thing.
Baby Boom loads around and his cannon in his leg. Like, nah. Let's go save these people.
You see Scarlet sticking her neck. Yo, where is it, Azrael? Point further. I can't see anything.
So, I'm assuming you guys are all going to be, I'm just going to drag us to like the overland map here. Let me fix this for stream really quickly. But we will be, I'm
What's
gonna,
this Cricket fellow look like? Cece?
He's got a really weird chestnut haircut. Like,
chestnut?
Yeah, he's got a jawline for days though.
Scarlet, you immediately would recognize from that very minimal description that this is the dude who you guys saw at the bench when you were in the courtyard.
Oh, so that's your little brother?
Yeah.
Oh, we
He
guys
left
met
he left a bad taste in your mouth, I'm pretty sure. You guys did not have a pleasant interaction whenever you met him, but
yeah, look, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, Cece. If we get off on the wrong foot, it's just history. You feel me?
Oh,
Nothing
don't worry. I'll
personal.
smack him around.
I might just.
He's kind of an asshole.
bruh.
I
But yeah,
had no
so-
idea he
Go
was
do it just not here.
related to
Y'all
Mont
miss
Blanc.
trust me. He talks a lot too.
If my head was shaped like a chestnut, I wouldn't be talking nearly as much as this dude seems to be. That's crazy.
Bruh. So I put Ragnar in, well, somebody tilted him sideways, but I put Ragnar in about where you guys would be from that trail. Leads right towards, like, a little bit south would be the end of, like, the thicker forest. And like if you were to go much more north from here, there would be just actually you guys are probably gonna be more back like this way, like closer to the ocean. But yeah, let me fix that for stream. You can kind of see like this little tiny cutout, like carve out trail in between the thickness of the trees. That's like the cliff, the little inlet of the cliffs that you guys have been kind of like trudging through, where like carriages can just barely fit through. And as you guys kind of like walk your way downwards, you do see the walls surrounding the chateau, as well as like the large like windmill structure and whatnot, which means that just a little bit more south from here would be the trail, where it's basically a straight shot. This is like the main road if you guys are wanting to take the main road. But there is not a carriage this time. It's gonna take like a little bit more of a of a time, unless you guys wanted to cut through the fields, or like it just depends like how you're wanting to cross through here.
I would like shit. Yeah, we could cross through, try to see how fast we can get there.
Okay, so yeah, if you cross through like these are like the Azrael fields here, which like Cece would be pretty familiar with, Davos would be pretty familiar with. There's like a rich family that does not live inside of the kingdom proper, like not within the capital, like the big great walls of the capital. They actually they boast that they own more land here than the king, because so much of the habitable land is owned by them, and that's where their fields are. They are very stingy about people going through their fields, but a lot of the youths, Davos probably would have once or twice, throughout his like days, go and sneak in here. There's like cornfields, there's like wheat fields, and there's like even sugarcane fields closer to the north from here, closer to the swamps. So they're like kind of assholes, but it would definitely be closer, like to like the quickest way would be you guys cutting through the fields instead of taking the main road, and you'd also most likely be less likely to be spotted if you're taking the main road. Just like straight across like this. You'd still have to go up a little bit, and like you'd be in plain eyesight for everyone and their mom to see you if you want it, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But if you were to cut through and just like go straight, you'd like basically have to cut through the corner of the fields, and you'd be able to be less noticed by anybody who might be like keeping an eye out, because these fields are like they have like 6 foot plus tall, like, crops in certain parts and things like that. So I mean, maybe Big Azrael and Lord Azrael would still be spottable, but
Hey, in my opinion is we take the fields.
Yeah, I think we should take the fields as well and just be cautious. Maybe even roll some stealth.
The fields we shall go.
Okay. So as you guys start to travel on foot, no carriage, you will kind of like cut through, like taking the shorter like path, and like Cece, you are able to like kind of scout a bit with your aforementioned flight. And for some reason, Dill is preoccupied every single time and does not notice it. There's gonna be a bit of like, are you guys booking it, or are you guys kind of like chill? How's the pace as far as this overland travel goes?
I mean, I'm not that pressed.
I mean, I guess it's up to Cece. Like how fast you want us to be going.
I mean, non-conspicuous pace, you know what I mean? If it looks like we're running towards it, it might be a little bit more noticeable.
Okay. So if it's not like a double time, if you guys are just going like at a reasonable pace, this will take more than an hour. Obviously, this will take a couple hours, which means that you guys can all benefit from a short rest.
Wait, no. Oh, okay. Let's wait. Let's do a couple hours.
What's up, bro?
My medicine is gonna wear off.
I mean,
that sounds like a personal problem.
What's the time limit on your medicine? You could
4
absolutely
hours.
use that. You said how much?
4 hours.
I mean, it doesn't knock off just because you take a rest. This is only like, so I would say the amount of time to cross, it probably will wear off by the time you guys get to where you're going. But like at the point where I have Ragnar in at right now, it is not worn off yet because it's only been like about an hour.
Wait, are we back at full HP already? Do we need to use that full HP?
You are at full HP already. Some people get short rest benefits. And then is this temporary hit points, or is this hit points?
I could pick.
No, just making sure really quickly. So this is just normal hit points, right?
Yeah, it says regular hit points.
Yeah, so this isn't necessarily gonna apply for right now because like you guys were cured by fixed up by the Marine.
I told
Oh my god! Actually, yeah, short rest. I welcome it. I welcome short rest. I welcome. Hey, short rest.
Yeah, don't you
Alright.
get your shit back? Like your charges for experimental medicine back? You get like
everything.
except for spell slots. But yeah, a lot of people don't get much from short rests, and since you guys are at full HP, there's no real need to expend any hit die or anything like that. But just make sure you hit that button, and any of your cooldowns that would come back should come back. I've made sure to look on all of your sheets and get that punched in properly. Properly. I'm sorry, because we are going into fields. So as you guys are approaching like the property line here, there's like a bit of like a barbed wire fence, and like it's pretty easy to, it's mostly meant for like animals, like livestock it seems, and like it's like I think the two Azras can just step right over it. Cece can just like fly right over it. Yeah, like it, or you just walk right through it. Yeah. As far as the other individuals, I mean, it would be like literally like a DC 10 acrobatics. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll for Samia and Dalt right now. Dill, bang de boom.
Can I just step on top of my cannon and then walk right over?
I'll allow it. Yeah, and like in fact, everyone can just do that. Then that's not an issue.
All right, so I was gonna bring up. So we had to bring up something, if not, because I would meet the DC even if I crit failed.
We do honor crit fails though, but no, the cannon, the cannon is gonna be more than sufficient to get over like the little barbed wire thing, and then yeah, he can just kind of like scooch underneath, like after like all is said and done. So yeah, you guys clear that like non-issue. completely. You notice there is like almost no trees anywhere around or within sight, and that it's just like effectively like a corn maze, which is gonna be really freaking awesome. But we're gonna go ahead and get to that next time, because I don't actually have the map ready for that yet. And I didn't know if you guys were gonna go east or go back to the farm or whatnot. But this was if there's anything else y'all wanted to socialize about on the walk over, feel free.
I wanted me and Samia to have like a full-on in-depth discussion of what we think about the medicine, maybe.
Oh, I am going to keep pestering Lord Azrael about the city of gold. I won't
and I will ignore it, like continue to talk to Samia about the medicine.
He's like, so
right,
anyways,
I'm just gonna follow behind him with like a fishnet, like threatening to capture him if he doesn't tell me. So.
What's up, Cece?
I was never mind. Dill said he's actively staying away from Cece. I was gonna ask him why he kept saying he was cursed by the sea.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's what you're asking about. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you
And
were
as
gonna
soon
ask
as
about
you
the other stuff.
Oh no!
I
As
hear
soon as you
stories
drop your
and I'm
guard,
like, huh?
when I hear you, when you notice me after asking that, and I go, also, what about that map you were telling me about?
Ah!
But tell me about the curse first. Like,
all right, so I can actually in flavor do this. All right, so goes through, explains what it actually means to be cursed by the sea, because that's what it means to be a devil fruit user, yada yada yada, gets through all that, and then as soon as he's about to start telling you about the map, he activates his devil fruit ability, only silencing himself.
So you just see his like
Cece's
lips
just
flapping. He's just
yeah, I'm
like
what the fuck?
he's yapping away, and nothing's coming out.
A devil fruit.
Give me
What's a
a
devil fruit?
give me a history, Cece.
Okay, I'm in. What is going on?
Well,
Shit.
so you heard devil fruit curse? Yeah.
You're just like, never heard of it. You know, like, what the fuck is that?
Never heard of it. Yeah, what is that?
But
I'm an archaeologist who can't roll shit for history. What is that? Like,
Devil fruit sounds spicy.
oh
Oh
my
no,
God.
they're not spicy. In fact, they taste terrible. You know?
can I
As-
roll
as-
another history to see if I remember tasting a bitter fruit when I was like 2?
You can roll
As
one more.
opposed to most
You can roll one
fruit.
more flat, and I'll say that this was equivalent to Dill giving you advantage on the first one. You know what I mean?
Okay. Are you kidding?
It's not a fair deal. So
Wow.
Got a +7 to history, and I failed every roll on it.
Dang, that's crazy.
Nice.
Yeah, that is tragic indeed. That is. Oh my God.
Absolute obvious.
So,
Damn.
Lord Azrael and Samia, you guys are gonna notice based off of what you gathered, Samia is like being like, oh my God, where did you find this? And she sees like the mushroom or the fungus, like the mycelium that you gathered from within the root structures of some of those trees, and she is like blown away from it. She's like, this looks crazy. Like I've never like, and she like smells it, and she's just like, I've never smelled anything like this before. You see these like little like blue dots though? This looks exactly like, and she flips to like a page in the book. And like it's basically like a penicillin type of deal. Like but not perfectly refined. And and in the entry for like this, it has loose like methods of refining it and things like that. And under like the list of like things that it treats, it's like 3 pages worth of shit. And she's like, this is
perfect for my experiments.
she's like, this is absolutely something that was inside that like topical thing that Marine had. this like, and she's like, I would recognize this smell anywhere. And she's just like, we gotta, yeah. If once we get back to the ship, like we gotta figure out like a way to like refine this. And she's like, this is so exciting. This is like you said you found this in the roots. So this is like the South Side's like equivalent of like the roots from like the 1,000-year plan. Exactly. And she's getting so like excited, and she's like, I wonder what would happen if we combine the two. And she's just like, she's getting so carried away with like all of these crazy ideas, and you get to see like straight up like syringes for eyes, or whatever the fuck the creepy doctor equivalent of like the berries for eyes is.
Just some stethoscopes.
Yeah,
Some stethoscopes for us. Medical crosses for us.
It's like band-aids. Like
band-aids is hilarious.
So you can see like the absolute like passion like that she has like burning for like this subject, and you were like, you found like the clutch crucial ingredient, but she was able to like immediately like recognize it, and you feel like she's got a pretty good hunch of like how much to add and things like that based off her past experiences. And yeah, I'm pretty sure you're pretty excited as well in this conversation. She shows you some other things that she found, and she's just like, yeah, this blue flower, there's plenty of it over on the ridge over by where we were. I picked up a little bit of it. I'm not sure. I think it's gonna have like some sedative like properties that'll make it easier for, you know, like surgery, so we won't be hearing so much of the screaming, it
You see me start mentioning stuff like, I wonder if this would work with the poppies, or the pink cushion cacti, or the beaver cacti.
And she's like, I like where your head's at. And you guys have like a full blown like nerd off about all that shit. And yeah, you guys are definitely getting like some crazy good ideas. No rolls needed, because you guys both got crits this session revolving around this.
For flavor, as we come up on the field maze, I'm gonna like reach into like my little bag and pull out little stone fruits for everybody, except for Scarlet, who I hand a whole ass bento box to that's full of the rice and steak and stuff I cooked earlier.
Oh,
okay.
Sparkleized.
Maybe.
A whole box for me? I've never gotten food. Oh my god.
You're the captain, you gotta eat.
Maybe Boom is gonna pop in front of Azrael and Samir with like the greedy merchant face. He's like, hey guys, if you come across any cool medicines, poisons even, failed experiments, let me know. I'm working on some new bullets. I'd love some different liquids to test out on the inside. They're supposed to have some different effects. So if you guys make anything cool, let me know.
Sure, man. As long as stop asking me some questions about a specific place I don't know about.
And
like that doesn't.
Baby Boom's just gonna get real close to Lord Azrael and just whisper like, "I'll never forget the city of gold."
So
the city of gold. Is this like sign on the map? Like, I'm gonna ask Cece, like, is there like a map you know of for the city of gold by any chance?
Well, the only thing I really know is that it was rumored to be on an island called Jaya in the Grand Line, but that's just base information from because there's the legend of Nolan, but then we have some documentation, but it's really old, so it's hard to really comprehend or even understand the lettering because of how faded it is. But that's really all I know, is that if it did exist, it would be on that island or near it. Maybe it fell into the sea.
Hey, Bing.
Maybe it went to the moon.
Hey, Captain. You know who we could ask about this? He's gonna glare over it.
Yo, Azrael.
Hold on, Cece, you would have more information than that potentially. I'm not gonna make you roll for it, but you might not know anything more specifically about the City of Gold, but you would know about something that was maybe equally, if not more, sought after right here on this island, in what was once known as the Skeleton Coast.
Yeah, there's this treasure that was hidden inside of the Skeleton Coast, and supposedly there's an old map that can show us where that treasure is. It's supposed to be like of the same value of the City of Gold,
if not more.
if not more.
Dill kind of whistles an unknowing tune.
You telling me there's
doesn't say
treasure?
anything.
Wait, you see me touch my pocket? They don't mean this map, do they?
Treasure?
Hold on, do you-
I'm just joking. I don't have that map.
Okay, I was about to say,
like.
so one of y'all has that map.
Cece turns her head towards Lord Azrael, but does not look at him, and it says, I think your brother in arms, as you say, he said he had a map, but he's been kind of shy about letting me see it.
Oh, I already know about it. That's the first thing he spoke about when we met.
Yo, Dill, you got the treasure map?
What was that, Captain?
You got the treasure map? The skeleton treasure map?
No
what
shot.
map?
Oh my god.
Treasure. I'm gonna like say like real slow, like treasure.
Yeah.
Treasure.
What treasure map? Are you sure that they weren't telling the truth earlier to the Marines?
Yo, Vex,
You
this
guys
nigga
are getting
on the close the scene, man.
Bang Boom is gonna turn his attention towards Dill now. It's like, you heard him say treasure. Where's the money? Where's the map?
And like have like this dead
Hold
expression on my face. Like I'm a skeleton. Ooh, spooky.
And Big Azra is gonna walk over and clap Dill on the shoulder. 1 point
No,
of
he's not.
unintentional damage. Okay, no points of unintentional damage. And he's gonna be like, "Yeah, brother Dill, you don't remember that crazy map we found at the bottom of the well at that crazy temple where actually that's where your captain got that sword." And we could never find it again. It was like almost like a mirage or something. And it's something about the sun, something about time, something about gold, something about like Dalt. You remember, right? What did you read off of that thing? And Dalt's just like, so we're just
Hopefully
doing
Dalt
this.
can read the room.
Yeah, she literally just like looks at Dill and then looks back at Big Azra. She's like, so we're really just doing this? We're just like, she's just like, fuck.
I'm gonna pull out a vial of that like gel that I got. 'Cause I didn't bring all of it, but I had some like little samples or whatever. Maybe hold it in front of Dill and just be like, "Hey, maybe if you drink this, you'll be a little bit more forthcoming, huh?"
Oh my god.
That's crazy, bro.
While that's happening and Bang D Boom is hyper focused on that, Samia is going to actually whisper to Lord Azrael. She's like, "Hey, come down here," because you're like 6 feet taller than her. So she's like, "Come here."
Me? Yeah, sure.
So you like bend over like to half height or take a knee or something, and she's just like, I didn't want to say this in front of everybody because I thought they might get mad, but check out what I found. And I am going to roll a number very quickly. And
Wait,
she's just
Scarlet, you're the captain. You can just order him to show me that map.
she says, Samia says, while we were scrounging through, I kind of did a little bit of foraging in some of that gunk that the flowers left behind when they fell apart. And you're never gonna guess what I found. And she's like, I found a couple seeds.
Oh my god! I mean, oh my god, Samia.
And she's like, keep it down, shush. Like, I don't. We can study these, but like, we don't want this getting. Like, I don't want people freaking out thinking that we're gonna have to fight another one of those things, right? We'll keep it under control, me and you, right?
Oh yes, most definitely. How many seeds did you have?
She's like, I found 5.
Perfect.
And then she passes you like a little pouch. And then she like turns around and starts like, that's so funny, right? We're all talking about the map, right? The treasure with the big red X on it. Yeah, you should. Yeah, And she's
Yeah. Yo, I'm still trying to think of like, yo, I'm like a big X in front of me, like Dill.
fucking Dill.
Skeleton. I'm like,
Yes, Captain. I'm aware of what you're talking about. We did sail through the Skeleton Coast, but if you noticed, we didn't see any giant red X's, so I have no idea what they're talking about.
You didn't sail through the Skeleton Coast.
I also do not know what everyone's talking about. Can we go back to the part where we're heading to our ship?
Hey, we can go back to the city of gold if you want to, good old buddy, old pal.
Wait, Cece, isn't your brother in life-threatening danger? It doesn't seem like you care that much right now.
Y'all are walking this whole
pretty
time.
stout.
Yeah, y'all are walking this whole time. I want to make sure you like. We're not just standing still. We're just role playing like the first stretch of travel because we will be picking up mid stride next time. I just wanted to make sure that if you guys had anything else y'all wanted to role play along the way, we had plenty of time still left in the session before we closed out. So we were handling some of this. It's a lot of fun for me. I'm enjoying it, but
yeah, I'm in full greed. I'm in full greed mode. Somebody's gonna start saying something.
He can read my lips. I'm gonna just tell Dill, if you have the map, hand it over.
He said, God damn it.
You see Baby Boom pop up behind Scarlet's shoulder, still waving the test tube.
Yeah, I'm on the other shoulder, flipping Dill off and sticking my tongue out.
I'm like weirded out. Why y'all on my shoulders? What's going on?
So Dill,
I'm not doing anything. Nothing.
Dill, you have received an order from the captain.
Yeah.
Since when is the captain feel ourselves?
I don't like this, man. I don't like demanding things.
He said, yeah.
Pat Scarlet on the shoulder. Captain, sometimes you have to demand things.
So Dill, do you hand it over? Do you pull out the map?
I pull Captain to the side and I show Captain the map and point out the area in which Cece is referring to.
I'm like, And I'm
So
trying to remember what I'm seeing as best as possible.
For stream, this
Take the map
is
for him, Captain.
this
No, it's
is
still in Dill's hands.
yeah. For stream,
that's what I was
this
saying.
is the north half of Liv Neal before it was the north half of Liv Neal, and the south half of Liv Neal, which was the original Liv Neal. And there was a stretch of treacherous ocean in between the two collide, like slowly. It took centuries for these islands to collide and form the what is now known as the Walking Mountains.
Can I roll a stealth?
Oh my god. You can.
You.
Oh my god.
I'm not even proficient. Don't worry.
Hey,
Roll-
that
roll-
doesn't matter. You can still easily beat mine.
Roll a stealth with disadvantage because Dill is on alert, and we'll see if it beats Dill's passive perception, which is like a 12, I think.
Nope.
11?
Like a
Yeah.
11 or a 10.
Oh my god. So yeah, you're able to sneak a peek. But I mean, this is nothing that you guys haven't already seen, I believe. Like, oh, except for Cece.
Everyone's seen it except for Cece.
No, we've all seen it.
I just wanted to make an observation. I know we've seen it before, but yeah, I'm gonna pop up on Scarlet's shoulder like I did the last time, and be like, "Well, wait, is this an old map?"
What are you doing here?
Oh shit, what's up? What's up, babe?
I'm only showing the captain.
Yeah, where you come from,
The
dog?
captain wanted to see it.
Scared the hell
I'm
out of
gonna just act like Dill's not talking, and I'm just pointing on the map to the captain. It's like, look, that's the north side, that's the south side, but we've been from the north to the south, right?
Yeah.
Right. And did we have to like go over any water to get from the north to the south? Really?
I mean, no, this is one big island.
Right. So that means
is
that big X is where whatever is in the middle of the north and the south.
But there's like there's no like the water.
Right,
There's
but
no
no, but so imagine the water is not there. And, you know, let's just say hypothetically they got closer to each other. What would that make?
I mean, I guess just more island.
No, mountains.
Cece just in the back, mean mugging Dill.
So so you're saying if we go there where this X is, it's not gonna be water, it's gonna be mountains.
That's
Or
what I'm
might-
thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Were we in the mountains
Never knew
last
the world
time?
looked like that.
Remember when we found that sword you got? Remember we found that in the mountains, didn't we?
Oh, my sword. She starts rubbing it.
Okay.
Pause.
You
Andy
would
Boom completely understands.
You would also kind of like those of you who saw it being Dill and Lord Azrael and Dalt.
Yep.
You would
Already knew about
remember if there was somehow parts of the ocean that became mountains, that this could explain the ship that was on top of the rusted ship, the ancient ship that you guys had been to, and that was where you found a different map that was not this map, because this map was found at the temple.
Mm-hmm.
But that map it wasn't as specific as this one. That was just a general map. There was no X marking anything on that map. But very similar other than that. This Cece, you are almost immediately able to recognize is 1,000-year paper, which holds its ink extremely well even when submerged in water, and is more or less fireproof. It's very resistant to being torn or stabbed through. It has almost like an elastic like quality. So this map is in a very, very good condition still. And it's a pretty large swath of 1,000-year paper as well, which based off of your knowledge, you know that would be very expensive and hard to come by, as not many expeditions go and acquire 1,000-year plant, or even like they don't go, like that's only found in the Red Sand Desert, or maybe potentially also in like small bits surrounding the Cactus Belt. Almost nobody goes up there. Almost nobody really goes to the White Sand Desert to get like the really fancy salt there as well. That's why these are like luxury items. This is like almost immediately striking to you with how old and how like well kept it is. You almost immediately are fully convinced with your conspiracy tinfoil ass brain. This is the skeleton key.
And Dill puts it away.
I'm gonna get that map.
So it sounds like there's some treasure in the mountains.
Again, you weren't supposed to be looking because you've already seen it.
Oh, wow.
I'm just gonna holler over and be like, if I could see the map, I might be able to figure out, where it is in present day.
Yeah, if someone wasn't being so stingy.
Nah, I think I got the gist of what it looks like. You ain't gotta.
You know what?
Lord Azrael points out. You hear that?
Stingy, you think you would be more stingy, considering inviting more people to know about it would mean less money for you. So why are you trying to show as many people as possible?
Lord Azrael points out. Do you guys hear that? That's the scream of the suffering from potential Cece brothers.
Oh my god.
Sir, much more importantly, what about the city of gold?
Yeah, I'm gonna walk over to Cece. I'm like, so like, the map basically splits the island in half.
Hey, Captain, so there's this really cool thing I gotta talk to you about, actually.
I'm gonna tell Cece, you hold that thought and think about an island split in half. Where would the treasure be? And I'm gonna run over to Dill. Good, homie.
These are not the conversations you are looking for, as he waves his hand in front of her.
Wait, what is going on?
You know nothing of the skeleton key map. If there was such a map, why would we have it in our possession?
I don't know. You showed it to me like 5 seconds ago.
Captain, if we had it,
I fucking swear.
why would we let more people in on the reward? I just said this to Bang, Captain.
Oh, so you're gonna take it? You're just gonna take it for yourself?
I think
Obviously, I'm going to split it with the whole crew, but I don't think people that aren't a part of the crew yet should know about it, because then they could go get it, just like how we didn't tell Holly about all the stuff she didn't know about.
Yeah, but this one cooks food.
you do cook food.
And Holly brought us to gold.
She do cook food.
She do. She cook it well.
Bang, your priorities been off lately. Holly brought us to gold.
Right, but that was a fruitful business relationship. You know, Cece seems much more agreeable.
I think Bang has the hot
Dill looks
Cece.
over
He's
and
been
sees
compromised.
Cece with a dagger in her hand, slicing her throat, just to show that she will kill me for the map. But obviously, she can't slice her own throat, so it's just passing through on each attempt. Dill doesn't see that. He just sees the knife action and is like, see, look at that. You telling me she's nice?
And by the time all of them look around, the knife is gone because it was also made of salt.
I'm gonna start singing Bang and Cece sitting in the tree.
Oh, it's song time?
Then I'm gonna just say CITYGOLD.
Ain't nobody tell me what song time. Could
I'm
have played
losing it.
It's okay, Captain. It's called City of Gold. Just say it with me now.
City of Gold.
Azrael, City of Gold. Where's the City of Gold?
I'm
Me and my
losing
crew
it.
are gonna find the City of Gold.
So, if there's anything else you guys wanted to go over, this has been a very interesting
Please end my
session.
suffering, man.
It's gonna pick up next week. I don't know why.
I think it's only just begun, honestly.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I'm gonna just end it singing the song City of Gold.
hell yeah.
Travel through these farms.
It has to be to the tune of Secret Tunnel, though.
Secret tunnel, city of gold. Yeah. Bro.
In Skypea.
So
cities made of material.
a lot of really fun. Oh my god, a lot of really fun crew moments, a lot of interesting like lore bits and cohesive tie-ins with each other's goals and backstories and things like that. Lots of interesting bits in today's session. We had literally solid combat last session, so I wanted to, have a little bit of a social life, and this was a lot of fun. I hope everybody in chat enjoyed. Again, make sure you like the stream, leave a comment, tell us what's up if you're watching this in the future. Shout out to Dan whenever he finally gets caught up and he sees this little bit at the end. We're also going to make sure that you guys are told for another time to please check out all the links in the description to support all of my wonderful players, join my Discord, and go check out the rest of the One Piece D&D groups in the greater community. It's a lot of fun. Every single time you can catch group 3 over on Ragnelius's channel, where you can go see Dill in more of his antics over there, where he's the cook. And that's on Saturdays. You can catch group Cody 8. We have a tentative schedule right now. Things are a little bit up in the air, but once we get that figured out, you can catch that on Cody's channel. You can catch group 14 on some Thursdays, once or twice a month. They'll let you know whenever they're going to be going live. Whenever we get that figured out, I'll always give them the chance to plug that. Mikey's the DM. He does a wonderful, fantastic job, and it's streamed over on Lucas's channel. Links for all of that stuff in the description. You guys have been wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and read the cover story, and then we will close it out. But I think this has been a really lighthearted but like a W session. There was some tension at the beginning there, but this is a whole lot of fun. I actually really like sessions like this. And we'll get to the cover story now. I haven't even read what y'all are typing. Wow. Okay, so exterior. The lively and crowded docks at Lake Hole. Merchant ships, fishing boats, and sea foam all bob gently with the ebb and the flow of the tides and rock in the breeze. The smell of salt and seaweed paired with the sounds of flapping sails and splashing water. A few workers packed cargo while some smooth talker was peddling wares, and the rest were tending to their casted lines, patiently awaiting the day's catch, when suddenly a gargantuan silhouette darkened the open water about a half a mile offshore. Just when I thought I'd seen it all. Everybody run! It's a Sea King! Somebody call the Marines! Some stood in awe and disbelief as the figure drew nearer, while others screamed and fled, dropping everything and running as fast as they could. The lighthouse kicked on and zeroed in on the massive underwater target from up high. A huge transponder snail positioned inside the clock tower started belting out a deep and low droning emergency siren for all to hear. One man stood at the edge of the water with a grin on his face as he cast a line with all of his might. Well, you know what they say. There's always a bigger fish. To be continued.
In cold blood.